Hello, and I am ChristyKid64. Welcome to my first LP, and I am apparently full on space. Crap. Let's just erase that right there. Yes. Okay. Super Mario Sunshine. Really great game. One of my personal favorites. Not as good as Paper Mario. God, I love Paper Mario. But let me get a little bit into the game here. As soon as it starts up. One of the only few Mario games to actually include no voice. Because if I'm not mistaken, there's another game in the series that actually has talking. I just can't remember at this current moment in time. But I'm certain there was one. Another one other than this one. I'm gonna stop there before I embarrass myself. It's always gotta be Mario, doesn't it? Freaking Toads. Worth nothing except for in... Well, I mean, Toads are useful, and Blue Toad is the best one in my opinion on Super Mario Bros. Wii. That's who I play as. Okay, basic controls. A, triple jump. Like, you run and press A 3 times to triple jump in a consecutive order, right when you bounce, or jump, or whatever they call it these days. As you run, if you press the B button. As you press the B button, you will slide, but if you don't have FLUDD, or you don't know how to do the trick, you just keep on pressing the B button to go. Yeah, Mario does this little cool donkey kick in the frickin' face at the very end of his slide if you jump. These map button, I'm trying to remember. Can't do anything with some of the buttons right now unless you have FLUDD. Right now I'm just going in the basic Mario. Swimming, perfect way to start. Since this is a game about water, you press A, Mario will do the whatever that is, swim. Press B to go down, A to swim. He'll rise back up slowly by himself. Swimming will make him go just a little bit faster. It's not that fast. The turn jump, or whatever it's called, basically what you do is you run and then you tap in the opposite direction and press the A button. There's no crouch in this, so this is basically the equivalent to the R hold down button in Super Mario 64. Yeah, if you press the B button without actually running, Mario will do this little thing. What else can I go into? What else is there? Oh yeah, Y is to first person view. C is to move your camera. Zoom out, zoom in. Left or right. What can I do? R is to position the camera right behind Mario. Oh, this. Spinning. Yeah. Wow. Spin jump. One of Sugar Conroy's favorites. Sugar Conroy, he's pretty cool. Apparently he's been suspended. In the time I'm recording this, he's probably, unsuspended by the time this actually gets up. If not, then prove me wrong. Pay me a point. This is the introduction to FLUDD. Something liquid, ultra dowsing. He'll explain. See if you see at the bottom left right there, it looks like it's a bunch of Mario things. Actually, I just realized I'm a little far zoomed in. That's a little better. Okay, my bad. But basically, this is the basic controls. I'm going to teach you all the tricks. later, so after this. The first video will probably be introduction and skills that I know of. My voice is probably a little scratchy, but everybody's first major LP is a little scratchy, you know? I promise to give it as much comedy as I possibly can give. Most of the time, if I can get the chance, I'll probably have some co-hosts, you know, speak with me. Many of my friends, Mike the King of Guns, which I'm going to work with him to make some videos for him because he doesn't actually own a computer or a camera. Okay, now to what I know. Alright, basically, you hold R, you get to move the camera. You get to hold FLUDD and you get to move in different directions. Press the Y button, you get to look behind your back like a third-person shooting game. X will change your FLUDD into a different thing. The hover nozzle here basically hovers, as its name implies. There are multiple ways the FLUDD can be used. Here are some tricks that I know of. You spin your controller like that, and bam, you've got this little spin thing right there. And after you're done spinning, Mario will hover. Watch. So that's kind of cool. You do it with the FLUDD nozzle. You do that. It doesn't work with the turbo or the rocket nozzle. Sorry, got confused there for a second. I thought it'd be weird if you could, like, you know, third person, like, face-up view and fly. Be like Halo Reach. Another thing I know, yeah, that, and that. It's a little backflip squirt thing. I learned that from Chuck Conroy himself. One of the more useful skills that I find, at least when I'm trying to get around without the turbo nozzle, is this super fast water slidey thing. It's basically the equivalent of the turbo nozzle, just, you know, not the turbo nozzle. For many of you who haven't played this game, I suggest you play it, even though this is just the first introductions. What other skills do I know of with the regular FLUDD and hover? You spin jump and then you hover. The spin jump is probably better used for higher up places. There are a couple little things I know. Let me see if I can do this. I'm gonna try to get on the top of this building without, you know, having the rocket nozzle and I'm failing horribly. Oh, almost forgot. Stand in a body of water to refill. Although FLUDD probably already explained that, but, you know, I'm just explaining it in my own way. Okay, up, Mario. You see, I've done this before. Like, I've run into the wall and then, like, you know, most games, like, you know, glitch out and you can go up places by doing something wrong. Yeah, I found that secret out here. A little bit of foreshadowing here, breaking the fourth wall, as Chuck Conroy would say. This dude. This is important later because of a fact that you get to come back here. And why would a boat need a steering wheel? And Mario's floating above the boat. Right. Because you know Mario's God. Luigi never gets any respect. Ever. Ever. Arn. Luigi's so much better than Mario in so many ways. But this is a Mario game, basically about Mario. I'm not going to badmouth Mario during this gameplay. Or at least try not to. No problem with this. I think you can climb trees, or is it just certain trees? Let me try. Yeah, you can climb trees in this game. Yeah, this is basically just going to be an intro to it all. And now that I get to record 15 minutes, I get to add more time into this, which means you get to hear my voice for longer amounts of time. And I shall haunt you for the rest of your days. I shall. And if you don't watch this, come to your house, I'll shank you. Don't think I won't find it. I will. Now, let's get into the actual game. Quick question. Why would you need water in this game? The name is Sunshine, right? Well, refers to a beach. That's what you mainly find on a beach is sunshine. That and water. The reason water is important in this game is because of this. There's this goop. Yes, goop is what I'm going to call it because I don't know the official name of it all. Let's start by clearing all this up because this will help us tremendously. If you help people, like this man who was just, trapped when, look at this. This is retarded. You see how it bends in right here? And how that man was in the goop? This goop is not layered that far in any way at all. It is not layered that far. Yet people can tremendously sink in. I mean, really. Not only that, I mean, like, the villain uses goop. Uses a goop to fight you. I mean, it's kind of an intuitive way to make a game, but I mean, it wasn't a really, thought of concept, which makes this a Nintendo game. Because, Nintendo's the only game corporation that can come up with the fact that mushrooms make you grow tall, and if you eat a flower, you get to shoot fireballs at your hands. That kind of logic. As Chuck Conroy would say, just call it Nintendo logic and move along. Just trust the Nintendo logic and what it says. Your logic has been changed once you play the Mario. Now, this is a boss fight, one of the most common boss fights in the game. Basically, he stands there like this the whole battle. Basically, this is the most easiest boss in the game. What it will do is it'll open its mouth and wait for you to spray. Basically, it gets harder as you go along. The same boss repetitively, but it changes. And this is the part that confuses me. That was there, and yet the ground magically sunk in. Yeah. Nintendo logic. Learn it well. Once you play a Mario game, everything you know is just twisted upside down. Now I'm going to do this little glitch as well. See? If you don't have a PAL version, that's what happens, and it's going through Mario's head. Nice. Save and continue. I had an older copy. I had a different game. I think it wasn't actually PAL version, the one I had. This is a different one. I got it from a friend. Yeah, it stopped right here. It would not load. The cops would start to walk up in the haze of the heat, and it would just freeze right there. And I went and got it buffed, and this is where it stopped, right here. The screen stopped, but the words kept on moving. And I couldn't skip this. I couldn't do anything after all the talking had stopped. So, yeah.
The accused is charged with polluting our beautiful home, and yes, endangering our very way of life.
Why would Mario do something like that? Don't you know the guy? I mean, haven't you seen the television shows, the games, the giant turtle that tries to beat Peach or kidnap her or whatever he does to her? Which I'm fairly certain those kids just didn't come up out of nowhere. Just saying, Peach. Not saying anything about you, just something. You know what I'm talking about.
The reason is quite obvious. This horrible graffiti is to blame. Behold the sketch of the perpetrator.
See, this is where they went wrong. The perpetrator is blue. Mario is Italian with a red cap, red shirt, blue overalls, brown boots, and a mustache. I'm going for a 120 star Shine Sprite. I don't really need to explain Shine Sprites because Flood is about to explain them for me, so. I'm gonna have to cut this right here in the middle of this scene, aren't I? I can go like 10 seconds, 20 seconds over the time limit. It's not that bad. You know what? Screw this scene. I'll just tell you guys about a Shine Sprite later.